Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Taggart. I live here in Fort Collins, Colorado, where I was born and raised. So, for my top 10 children's book list, the first one on the list is this one called Horrible Harry. It's actually the first book set that I ever owned. I got it back when I was about 7 or so, and I've read them all many times. uh, the second book on my top 10 list is The Giver. This is actually, I found out recently that it's part of a 4 book set. I forgot the name of what that's called. But I've read all 4 books, and they're really good, and I've read this a couple of times. I just love the storyline and the concept of the world. The third book is a book that my family has actually read. We read books whenever we all get together, and it takes us a couple of years to get through a book, but it's really fun. And this book is called Little Women. There are other books in the series. I have not read them yet, but I really like this book. The fourth book is one I actually own 4 copies of this book. It's called Anne of Green Gables. I've read the first 4 books. There's an 8 books in the series, and I need to finish reading them. But I just really like the character development in these stories, and how it just makes me want to live better and be a better person and use my imagination like Anne does and see the world through those eyes. The 5th book, I'm sure you all know, or have at least seen the cartoon for it, but it's Winnie the Pooh. This is the complete tales of Winnie the Pooh. I've only read a couple of stories out of it so far, but I have loved each and every one of them, and I love the movies as well, so this is definitely on the top 10. The 6th book is Fablehaven. This is part of a 5-book set, and not the reason I like it, but this person right here is a witch named Muriel Taggart. Spelled differently, E-R-T, but still awesome. I've read this series 2 times. Twice. And I just love it each time. It's a really amazing fantasy world. The next book, it's kind of for the same age group. It has a similar read to it, I guess you would say. It's called Levin Thumps, also part of a 5-book set. And I first got introduced to this back when I was like 11, around then. And I really liked it. There's a spin-off series for TV lingo, but of it, which I haven't read, which I've been meaning to. The next book is one of my favorites. The Magician's Nephew. So for each one of these books, I can't just choose 10, so I chose 10 different series that I like, and just took the first book out of that series. So, I really like the Chronicles of Narnia series because it captures my imagination. It makes me set the book down and just imagine for 5 minutes before realizing that it's 1:30 in the morning and I need to get to bed. And I've only read 2 pages. It's really good at capturing my imagination. So the next book, I am a huge Star Wars nerd. And this book series, it's called Star Wars Jedi Apprentice. It talks about Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and their missions and adventures before Star Wars Episode 1. I really like this just because I like Star Wars and any facts about Star Wars, and so learning about their past missions, Qui-Gon's apprentice that he had before Obi-Wan, all of that was really interesting to me. And so my last book, and I'm sure it's on most people's top 10 list, but had to be Harry Potter. This book also captured my imagination in the same way that the Chronicles of Narnia did. I would find myself setting down the book and realizing that I would only read 3 pages in an hour because I'd imagined so much. I really like it once again for the character development and the storyline, and when I finished reading book 7, The Deathly Hallows, just so many things that I didn't even realize were questions got resolved in book 7, and it all just came together like a huge puzzle. It was amazing. So that's my top 10 favorite books list. The last thing I'm gonna show you for an introduction. Sorry, this is so long. I went way over time. But it said to include something interesting about yourself, and I, as you can tell from my t-shirt, love books. And so I've collected a lot of them for myself, and so I'm going to show you my library really quick. It's last time I counted it was around 650 some books. I need to count again, but here, I'll show you it real quick. So that's one shelf. This is all in my room, by the way, because I cannot stand to have my books somewhere else where they're not with me. So that's the other side. And then finally, my comic books and others. Yep. So thank you all. It was nice doing this video to see which books I would put on the top 10. It was very nice. I look forward to working with all of you this semester, and we'll talk to you soon.